Boom, now you're done.
How about that? Thank you, Keegan, because that was a close call. I think we're on now.
You know, we haven't had we haven't been meeting, so we're a little rusty.
All right, we got it now.
All right.
We had the mic muted because we didn't want you guys to hear what we were saying. It was all good stuff, though. Don't worry.
Whoops.
Hey, it is good to see you guys here. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be live Wednesday nights, 6:30, each Wednesday night. And we got some other fun stuff coming up around the row for you guys. I'm not going to say when, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Hot Ones video takes.
You guys watch?
You guys watch Hot Ones? Yeah. So the Hot Ones are where you eat flaming hot wings and have interviews and see how bad people can take it. And so
I buy hot sauces based on Hot Ones.
So we are going to be doing a Hot Wings video with us and Anna over with Kids Ministry. And so it's going to be some fun stuff coming up down the road, guys. Some good stuff. I see if you're in the chat, Austin is super excited about that one, by the way. If you are in the chat room, just let us know. Let us know you're there.
Say hi.
The echo, I think, was my fault, guys. I have my volume up on my phone like I do every week, and Andrew gets on me about it.
And I tell him not to every week.
Hopefully it's sounding much better right now. Keegan's out there. Allie, look at all. It's good to see all these
So
guys.
many people that I
There's a little bit of you here. A little bit of you coming back. Jay Cram, we got a game just for you
Are
tonight,
you
by the way.
judging me for wearing long sleeves? It was chilly today, Kelly. It was chilly. And I wear long sleeves in the heat anyway because it keeps the sun off.
Who was first? Judith.
Hood up.
Judith was first in the chat room today. So it's good to have you guys all on here. Some people are starting to fill in. We got both of the sprinkles in there.
Hey, Lucy and McKee.
So what you can do for us right now, if you know some of your friends that normally would be here with us on a Wednesday night.
Shoot them on a
If
text.
you know they would be here, like if we were here at the building right now and you know they would be here, but they're not in the chat room, you need to shoot them a text right now and be like, hey, get on here right now. Yeah, Courtney, you didn't both make it at the same time. Judith was first, all right? You came in second place, clearly. So hey, here's some stuff coming up. So we are going to put together a little video. We're going to start trying to post some funny videos on. Those will probably go out there like Sunday, maybe.
Sunday evening.
So we'll try to start posting some funny videos and then some little teaching videos from students, videos from leaders, and just some fun stuff in between. So keep checking. Make sure you're subscribed and you have those notifications for our YouTube channel. But all of our teaching just one time a week now, just on Wednesday nights, just like you were here on a summer night. Join us here together. So it's got some good stuff. We also... Andrew, the big question is, when are we going to be able to actually see one another in person?
Never. We're never going to see each other in person ever again.
Never again.
The coronavirus is shutting everything down.
COVID-20.
No, but in July...
In July,
we are going to get to start meeting in small groups.
Yeah, we're going to have life groups.
Life groups, yeah.
So life groups are going to start back up in July. So I think, 4 weeks from now? 4 weeks from now, we will start being in life groups up here at the church, but we'll meet in some different groups. So mid-school and high school is going to meet at the same time.
Yep.
And we will start posting some of that here soon about what the time is and the days. I think we're kicking around probably on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Coming up here on a Thursday.
The week of July 6th. It'll be sometime during that week.
So it's going to be good stuff. So you're actually going to be able to be a part now. If you're thinking, hey, I've never been a part of a life group, can they come?
Absolutely.
That's right. Of course you can come.
I was watching the news this morning, and all these places opened up, like Union Station and the Botanical Gardens, but they're only opening to people that are members. And I think the zoo's doing the same thing. We're not like that. You can come. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to. You don't have to have been to a life group before. You can come. You can come up.
Yeah, come on out.
Interact with people. Interact with humans.
It's going to be the perfect time to join us. If you've never been a part of a life group, to be a part and join us and start coming. So it's going to be a great time. We're going to have just some food and some snacks and stuff, and then kind of break into small groups. But you'll get to see real people, and that's going to be the best part. And I'm super excited just to actually have you guys back with us. Next Wednesday night, we are going to be just having tons and tons and tons of giveaways. So you need to make sure you are here with us next Wednesday night. Lots of giveaways, lots of prizes, and all of the prizes and giveaways will be handed out when?
On Sunday, the 21st, when we meet in person for worship services. You come with your family, we will give you your prize.
Yeah, we will. All the church is starting back up just Not to get your hopes too up, though. It's just for worship service. There will not be student stuff on those Sundays or children's stuff. But you can still come, be a part of the church. You can actually show up at church in person. Do you have to get dressed up? No, I don't care. Show up in your PJs still. Just show up. We will have church service 9
and 10:30.
Yeah,
Our normal service times.
It's been so long, I forgot the time.
You'll just have to look because I think that there might have to be like a sign-up thing happening. We'll be open to 50% capacity though, so we
get
should
your tickets early so it doesn't sell out.
That sounds awful. We're not selling tickets.
It's going to be a sold-out crowd,
We're not
folks.
doing tickets.
But we'll hand out all the prizes in. So make sure you're with us next Wednesday night for just a lot of giveaways, a lot of prizes. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then, something's coming up. There's an excitement in the air. Andrew and I had a meeting this past Monday.
Oh, yeah.
With other people. We can't give away too much stuff here, okay? We can't give away too much stuff. But there is something big that's never happened here before with our ministry. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be in August, and you guys are going to be so excited when you hear about it. And I just want you to know, if you're wondering, are we going to do anything before school starts?
Just raise your hand in the chat room. Give me a little emoji hand raise. If you are super bummed that we're not going to camp, if you're super bummed that we're not like doing our after Wednesday activities, well, if you are somebody that's raising your hand, you are going to be excited at the prospect of what we're talking about.
It's coming up. I can't give away too much details because it's all kind of in the works. It's just something Andrew and I started kicking around a while ago. Didn't think it was going to happen. And then, you know what we said to COVID? We said...
Not today, COVID. Not today.
It's a joke that you guys don't get, but it was funny to me that some other church did. There was a pastor that blew COVID away, and he goes, "Not today, COVID," and it was silly. Yeah, shouldn't make fun of that though. But anyway, it's gonna be a good time.
I'll make fun of him.
And he told his church that he breathed and it was safe. And I don't know. It was funny. But by August, let's not get sidetracked. Something big is coming, and I'm so excited about it because I forgot to tell you. You didn't even know. I got an email back from those guys.
Oh,
yeah.
We're good?
We're good. It's so good. I'm so excited. You guys have no idea, but trust me, in August, you are going to be pumped. It's going to be awesome. So, I'm not going to tell you yet, though, until I have all the details ready for you. But guys, we are going to do student ministry eventually together. Hey, that's all of our big announcements. We actually had announcements. That was the first in forever. And so, since that's coming up and we're done with our announcements, we have a couple of special guests that are going to take it away. We do have a game here, and I'm going to allow our good buddies, juniors and seniors coming in, folks, upperclassmen, Ethan and Quinn.
I'm a senior.
Take it away for us, gentlemen.
Dude, I've never been a senior before. You know that?
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Good morning, afternoon,
Doing
evening.
game. We're doing a pop quiz. A quiz
about-
about pop.
Quiz about pop.
So soda, pop, Coke. What do you call it, Quinn?
I call it drinks. I'm just gonna go get a drink. But you know,
All right.
some people don't know what's up.
Yeah, some people say Coke. Kinda,
I wouldn't know who that is.
yeah. Or Dr. Pepper. Jay?
Jay,
It's all you.
Jay, we know you're
24.
24 pack a day.
A day.
Sometimes in one sitting.
Yup. All right. Yes, we are
I
ready.
was born ready.
First question. Okay. Oh, yeah.
First of
the
all,
rules.
we're gonna have
The rules are
instructions
first.
because rules are important.
Okay, so you're deciding if the number is lower or higher on the question. So it's like, does Jay drink 12 cans of Dr. Pepper? If you think it's greater, you put the emoji that's up.
And greater would be the right answer there.
And if you think it's lower, you put the emoji down. If you think it's equal to, you do the peace sign.
But you
Okay.
you obviously can't do the peace sign like that. So just
do the
normal peace sign.
do the peace. All right.
Ready?
Yes.
I think we're ready. One study found that 40% of pops tested from fast food fountains contain bacteria associated with fecal matter.
Quinn, what's fecal matter?
That would be poop, Ethan.
All right, so do you think that Pops tested greater than 40% of poop in it? or less than or equal to?
I see. That's why I don't go to Jack in the Box.
It's probably a good idea.
Jack in the Box is.
Bo Davis gave a finger, but Rachel Myers gave the thumb.
Well,
So,
So we're gonna do thumb because we really
Thumb?
need
all right,
thumbs.
Rachel Myers.
Rachel Myers?
48%
That's
of
disgusting. That's,
soda tested with poop in it.
That's why you don't eat at those low-end restaurants.
Congratulations, Rachel Meyer, on winning question 1.
Question number 1.
Question number 2. Drinking 1 soda a day can change you by as many as 5 additional years.
Jay's gonna be stressing on this
Jay.
one. Jay, you're drinking like 6 a day. We know you're sweating over there behind the camera now.
Do you think it's greater than 5 years, less than 5 years, or equal to 5 years? Greater than, less than, or equal to?
No wonder Jay looks like he's so old. So he's out here drinking so much soda every day.
Louder? All right, so
Louder.
do you think it's greater than, less than, or equal to? Rob?
They all combine together.
5 additional years. That's quite a bit.
That's quite a bit. Jay?
Jay?
Did
All right,
am I hearing this right?
Bo Davis.
Davis?
Bo Davis with the less
Bo
than.
Davis, less than. That is the right answer.
Congratulations,
It's only
Bo.
4.5 years. It's
4.5.
okay, Jay. You're only aging by 4.5 years for every can. Times 12. You're getting up there, buddy. You're getting up there. Coke's caffeine content is 19 milligrams for a 12-ounce can.
19 milligrams. It's
That doesn't seem like a lot.
it's a bit. It's
a
a
bit.
oi bit.
I don't know if I can count to 19. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's a high number. It's getting up there. Second grade math.
Marin with the greater than
34 milligrams?
34.
Dude,
That's quite a bit.
that's like how old Jay is.
Well, he looks older.
He looks older. We knew that.
He looks older.
He
All
looks
right.
much older.
Next question. Americans consume over 1.7 million tons of sugar each year from Coca-Cola alone.
Now, I'm no expert, but a ton is 2,000 pounds. And so,
So-
that's a lot of sugar.
Can you do that math?
That's a ton of sugar. Crack myself up.
All right. Greater than, less than, or equal to? Equal to Kelly.
Kelly Cram.
Kelly Cram.
Our winner of the fourth question.
Four.
Sorry, fourth.
Okay, Rachel, Bo, Marin,
And Kelly.
Is this the last question?
Last question.
All right, last question.
Let's get it. In 2013, the Harvard School of Public Health revealed that 20,000 obesity-related American deaths from diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer are linked to soda. Soda alone.
20,000 obesity
Obesity?
related
Okay.
deaths.
Also cardiovascular disease and
Oh,
cancer. You know,
Diabetes too.
cancer's a pretty big deal.
All right. Greater than, less than, or equal to 20,000.
Jay, you would know your stuff about soda.
With the greater than 25,000 deaths soda fact.
Stay off the Dr. Pepper, Jay.
All right. So, 5 questions, 5
Five winners.
winners. Are we combining the Cram Casa? All right, Cram Casa, the winners of the soda challenge.
24 pack in 1 week.
That makes sense.
We're getting you a pack of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, you guys don't have to go out next week. They would win. All right.
All right, take a look at this video, and we're gonna move on to a little bit of teaching.
Look how clever we just did a little scene change for you guys. We're trying to change it up a little bit, guys. Trying to make it feel as much like normal as we can if you were here on a Wednesday night. So thank you, Quinn, Ethan. It's a little harsh on my man Jay, but I'm sure it's all done out of love. Jay, they're just concerned about you. When they found out that age thing, they were really worried about the amount of Dr. Pepper you're consuming. And they're like, he's like a 90-year-old, all right? So maybe like 1 or 2 Dr. Peppers a day. So let's be careful with that. Here's the deal. We are starting a new series over for the next few weeks called Big Picture. And I want you guys to think about that idea of like a bigger picture than what maybe we normally see. And so kind of think about this. I was joking today. I had a different pair of shoes on. And I was asking my wife, like, hey, how do these shoes look? Does this look all right with these shorts? And she's like, oh, it looks great. But I know, like, if I ask my daughters, they're going to be, like, brutally honest with me. So I went to one of the girls. I was like, hey, how does this look? She's like, oh, it's fine, I guess. And then I'm kind of looking back in front of the mirror. I'm like, do these shoes look all right? And my wife says, like, Andrew's going to be the only one that sees your feet anyway. What do you care? And I was like, that's true, because like normally you guys are just seeing like this part of me and no one's gonna see my feet, but even right now you have no idea. You can't see the bigger picture of what I'm actually wearing anyway. So I actually just took the shoes off and I just went with flip-flops. So just the old regular thing there. And that idea of seeing a bigger picture is kind of what we're gonna be talking about over the next 2-3 weeks. And I want us to think about this because we live in a culture right now where it is very like, we just look and we see bits and pieces. Even think about social media. If you think about social media and like, you see just a fine, perfect little picture of somebody and how they have posted and done all this stuff to make it look perfect because we don't see the whole picture. You've probably seen stuff like that before where like Instagram people have gotten busted for like putting stuff out there. There's that one that was going around forever that brother took of his sister, where she's like going for a hike and he's like shows the actual picture where it's like she's in our backyard. Because the big picture, you see the reality of it. I always laugh. I'm not gonna say his name. You guys wouldn't know who it was because it was years ago when like social media was first kind of getting started. And I busted one of our kids because one of his friends showed me this picture of him, and it was like him in front of this like super nice sports car, and he's doing that thing where they're like posing in front of it, and he's got like this wad of cash, so it's like a $20 and like just this huge chunk of money, and he's got this gold chain, and he just does this thing where he's like posing in front of it, and he does this hashtag living large, and it got back to me. And no joke, like this was years ago, and I put it like on a Wednesday night. He didn't know. Put it on big screens, had it up there, and I called him out. And I'm like, "What are you doing, living large? Whose car is that?" And he got totally busted in front of everybody. What had happened, if you saw the bigger picture, he was actually at a price chopper and saw like there was this super nice Corvette, so he had got in front of it. He took a $20 bill and then shoved like 10 ones in there and had like this big wad of it. And he had his mom's gold necklace in his car because he was borrowing his mom's minivan. So he put this gold chain around it, and it had like a big ornament, but he like tucked that in the back part of his church. So he had his mom's gold chain posing in front of somebody else's car and had this thing, and like it was so ridiculous. Because sometimes when you pull back and you see the bigger picture, you're able to see a lot more of what's really taking place there. And today, sometimes we can get caught on that idea of just seeing small bits and pieces. Even for us, like maybe you've done that where maybe you've joked with a friend and they just started getting really upset all of a sudden. And you're like, whoa, what happened? I don't know about you, but that's happened to me a ton. Where I'll just start joking around and you don't know like what's really going on. You just kind of focus on that little part of it. And there's actually a lot more taking place there. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about Joseph. And if you're not familiar with Joseph, it was this guy had a lot of family drama happen at first. And there's a lot of these little things that were taking place, and there's a bigger picture really going on what God was going to use. But with Joseph is found way back in the Old Testament, books of the Bible before Jesus was around. Old Testament stuff. And this was going to be even before, like, a lot of Old Testament centers around Israel. This was before Israel was even a kingdom. They were just Hebrew people. And Joseph had this family, and there was a lot of family junk going on. And this probably happens in your own family with you guys. Sometimes when you think about just yourself with your family, like think about the last time you got in a fight with your brother or your sister, and it was always like their fault, right? Like, look what they did. The last time you got in trouble with your parents got mad at you, you're like, oh, my parents are stupid, and they don't see that. You don't really see like the big picture of what's going on. You don't know what your parents have dealt with at work or what's going on within their family or the, bills and budgets and all this stuff and how they've just asked you to do something simple and maybe you got in trouble. But we always make us, like we are the center of our own story, which isn't always bad. But we don't always see the big picture of things. I mean, how many times, I can go around and ask all these different students and other people like, hey, you got a weird family? And they'll all be like, oh yeah, my family's so weird. But then if you go to their parents or you go to their brother and sister and be like, hey, you got a weird family? Like, oh yeah, my brother's so weird. Like, they're thinking you're the weird one. Or the parents are like, oh, my kids are so weird. Just joking with another family. Mid-school kids, high school kids, they're doing all, recording stuff on TikTok and all this stuff. And they don't see anything weird about it. But then parents are just making fun of them because in their perspective, they just see kids walking around. And you guys probably do this. You just walk around the house practicing a TikTok move. You guys have a TikTok move? You got something? I see. They're literally over here, sitting in their chairs, doing this. Like that's little picture thought, right? So when you see a big picture, though, when like I had to explain to a parent, like, oh, they're just practicing a TikTok dance. Big picture, because the parents are like, I just see my kids walking around doing this, and just it's so awkward and funny when you're not recording yourself. How funny it looks seeing people walk around and do that. Big picture, though, I understand what you're doing. So we got to think big picture here. And when we think of our family stuff, there's a lot of things that can come up and a lot of issues and problems that can come up when we just think about ourselves, when we don't see the bigger picture of what's taking place. And that's kind of what happens here in Joseph's story. Joseph's story, you see a lot of little things taking place because no one's looking at a bigger picture. And hey, don't get me wrong, parents, we do the same thing. Sometimes we get, they can get mad at a kid or treat a kid differently on accident and not see a bigger picture of what's really taking place in maybe the student's life. And so here we're going to see a family where they're all just looking at their own story and they're not thinking a bigger picture. And so if you have a Bible, you can check out the screen or check out in your Bible in Genesis chapter 37. So we're in the first book of the Bible. We're going right at the beginning of the Old Testament. And something really cool is about to start setting up that will really change all of history eventually here. And so what we're going to see happen here in chapter 37, verse 3, we're going to start out with Joseph's dad, Jacob. All right? And so it says, Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other children because Joseph had been born to him in his old age. So one day Jacob had a special gift made for Joseph, a beautiful robe. But his brothers hated Joseph because their father loved him more than the rest of them. They couldn't say a kind word about him. There's some stuff going on here, okay? So it says that Jacob loved Joseph more than the others. And that's true. See what really, there's a lot of backstory going on here. But there was actually, Jacob had children with, a few other women. But the woman he really loved was actually Joseph's mom. And so that's why he treated Joseph a little bit differently than the other brothers. And so these other guys, they knew that. And they're like, man, our dad loves Joseph's mom more than he loves our mom. And that's a whole other side story that we could teach on. And he loves Joseph more than us because of that. And so you have a dad who's clearly showing favoritism and gives their kid this gift and leaves out the rest of the brothers. Imagine waking up on a Christmas morning and going in, you sit down on Christmas and there's all these gifts. And they're all just with one name. It's just your brother's name or your sister's name. And you're just sitting there and oh, another one for him. Oh, another one for him. And your parents are like, hey, just watch him open up this one. Just watch him open up this one. Eventually by the end of Christmas, you're like, I hate that kid. He would be so mad. And that's what's happening with these brothers. Jacob didn't even hide the fact that he loved Joseph more than the others. And so you have a dad who is clearly just seeing a small picture. He's not thinking how his actions are affecting the rest of his children. And then here comes Joseph, who is accepting these gifts and kind of goes with it. And it goes on later on, it says that Joseph had these dreams. And if you go on to the next verse, it says, one night Joseph had a dream, and he told his brothers about it. And they hated him more than ever. And he said, listen to this dream. We were out in this field, and we were tying up bundles of grain. And suddenly my bundle stood up, and your bundles all gathered around, and they bowed before mine. Now, you might be thinking like, so just a weird dream, who cares? Well, dreams were really important in that culture. And often they would feel like dreams were kind of predicting something or saying something about somebody. And so Joseph is coming back and he's telling his brothers, hey, I had a dream that you guys would all bow before me, that you guys would do as I say. I'm the little brother. My dad loves me more than you guys. And someday you guys are all going to bow before me. Well, you can see how even in Joseph sharing this dream with his brothers, maybe Joseph was having a small perspective. Think about if you've ever done this. Have you ever told your brother or sister, Mom and Dad love me more than they love you? If that's ever happened, just you could give a little raise your hand in the chat line if you want to admit that. You guys ever done that? Anybody ever said, Mom, Dad love me more than you? Andrew has. Andrew said that. I've said it. Like I've told my brother that, like, hey, that's because Mom loves me more. That's because Dad, I mean, we've all kind of done that. And it doesn't usually go well with the other people. And so this is kind of what's taken place. And now you have the brothers hating Joseph because of it. So Jacob seeing a small picture, showing favoritism. Joseph not really considering how maybe his brothers are feeling, showing a small picture. And now the brothers hating Joseph for something that's not really his fault. But everybody is just seeing small thing, and it's causing this huge family strife, and it's going to make things really bad. And we're going to jump in more on that later on. But it causes the brothers to react in a different way, and it's not going to go really well for Joseph. And so, although God is using all this stuff, you can see how within a family, within that family dynamic, if we don't always think big picture, if we don't always consider what other people are going through, sometimes that can be kind of messed up, and it can kind of harm some things in those relationships. And so today, when you guys are going to have some time in your Zoom groups here in a moment, I want you to kind of think about what are times in your life where you've just looked small picture, where you've just thought about yourself. When was the last time you stormed off and slammed that door? When was the last time you're just like, it's not fair, and you're just angry? Or when was the last time maybe you were kind of a jerk, or you were rude to a brother or sister, or said something mean? Maybe your family's perfect and never says anything mean to one another. But as a parent, I hear it all the time. And as a parent, sometimes I'm not perfect, and I do things that I don't think how my kids would feel when I say something or act a different way. So I'm not perfect in that. So when we think small picture, we don't think big picture, especially in our family and our relationships. It can be hurtful. And so maybe sometimes I kind of think about that, and how can we think big picture when it comes to those things? How can we think big picture when maybe we've hurt someone's feelings, or we've done something wrong, we got in trouble with it? How can we think, hey, how's this going to affect mom or dad? How's this going to affect my siblings or my brother or sister? How can this help this family relationship instead of hurt it? And so it sounds kind of like a silly thing, like who cares? But your family is important. And your family may look different than your friend's family or other people's family. It may be just you and a parent. It may be all your parents. You may have 2 different homes you go to. But we all have something there. And how we see that family and how we react in that family is important. And God talks about that. So we want to have a big picture mentality when it comes to our close relationships and our relationship with others, especially with our family. So when you guys have a chance here, you're going to jump into your small groups and Zoom groups here. I want to kind of think about what happens when we see little picture and what happens sometimes when we think bigger picture. Maybe you have that experience where you're like, hey, I knew my mom and my dad they were working all day, so I made dinner. And it was like they were super excited about that. That's big picture thinking. You know, something like that. When does that happen in your life? And when maybe has it been bad because you saw just the little picture, made it all about you? We're all guilty of it. So kind of talk about that in your Zoom groups. If you look, you want to go full screen with that? I'll go little bitty box. We got your Zoom groups. It's all the information's right there, so you don't have to scroll through the chat anymore. Just check everything out there and jump into your Zoom groups, guys. We will be right back here live next Wednesday night. It's good to see you. Look, our chat room's getting a little bit bigger, a little more crowd here tonight, so that's good to finally see a few of you back. And we'll be back every Wednesday night, 6:30. And make sure, tell your friends, get on here next Wednesday night. It's going to be lots of big prizes, lots of fun stuff, getting those things ready, and we will be back really soon. So check out your Zoom group, guys. Get in there. Have some good conversation. We love you guys. We miss you. It's good to see our upperclassmen here tonight. And, yeah, we'll check everybody else. So let you guys check out that, and we will end just with the Zoom Hangout slide. And y'all take care.